2, 3.
Grab his other arm. Oh! Just in case it's not.
That walking again, like something going through.
Out in remote places, danger does not always announce itself. Sometimes it hides under frozen ice. Sometimes it waits in the woods as rows of dolls stare back from the dark. When a normal trip turns strange in seconds, would you trust your instincts or stay long enough to regret it? On March 13, 2024, the YouTube channel Topcat AK filmed what seemed like a winter crossing in Denali, Alaska. The channel follows snowmobile trips through remote landscapes. That day, the group was traveling across the Talladega River, checking the ice, holding pace, staying aware. Then, one step changed everything. The group had been moving over the frozen river the way they had before, steady, careful with no clear signs of danger ahead. Then, one of them stepped onto a section that showed no warning. The ice broke instantly, and in a single moment he disappeared beneath the surface.
Oh, shit! Daniel, need help down here. Daniel! You all good? Fuck, he's underneath it. Hold on, buddy. I can't get it up. I need some help!
Above, the others remained on solid ground. Below, he was being dragged through freezing water stuck beneath a sheet of ice with no direct escape. That frozen ceiling became the main barrier between him and the people trying to reach him. They reacted quickly.
This side, Josh.
This side. Jaden, run around by him. Pull my helper off.
I don't know. I don't want to let go.
Just grab him. Grab his arm and anything. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Grab his other arm.
Good. Grab him. Come on, guys.
They changed position through ropes and tried to work together. But the ice below them kept splitting with every shift in weight bending under the pressure. With careful placement, they finally made contact. It was not smooth or secure, but it held. From there, they fought the current below and the weakening ice under their feet at the same time. Slowly, he pulled himself back onto the surface. Once his weight reached something solid, the immediate danger passed.
1, 2, 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Don't let it go backwards, boy. Yeah, let's pull forward. Hold on. All right, 1, 2, 3. Holy fuck. Oh, yeah.
The snowmobile was recovered soon after. But even after it ended, the ice continued cracking beneath them, a quiet reminder that the river had never truly agreed to let them cross. Crossings like this can go wrong in seconds, and there is rarely another chance once they do. What do you think made the difference here? Quick thinking teamwork or something else? On July 25, 2025, the YouTube channel Outwild uploaded footage recorded high in the Peruvian Andes. The channel shares raw mountain moments most climbers never expect to encounter. The group was climbing a steep route where each step demanded careful judgment. Then, two of them crossed a section that appeared stable and was not. The ascent began steadily. The terrain was difficult, but the group moved upward with focus, reading the route as they continued. Then the slope tightened into steep rock and unstable snow. One climber stayed lower on the route with the camera recording while two others continued above. The section they were crossing looked usable. Nothing visible showed what was beneath it. Both slipped almost at the same moment. No warning, no clear trigger, just two climbers suddenly moving on a slope that gave them nothing to stop with.
Hey.
What followed was not a controlled fall. It was a fast series of impacts across uneven rock, each hit coming before there was any chance to respond. The terrain gave them nothing to hold. Once the motion began, gravity fully took control. The result was confirmed later. Both survived with injuries, including broken bones, but no deaths. Watching the footage, that outcome feels harder to believe than it sounds. The Andes do not warn you what is coming. Sometimes one unstable step is enough and everything after moves too quickly to fix. Falls like this often begin with one small failure that sets off everything else at once. What do you think is harder to prepare for the terrain, or how quickly it can all go wrong? On October 8, 2025, the YouTube channel Small Plots uploaded a video unlike anything Kevin had shown before. The channel usually features relaxed camping trips in overlooked corners of the world, grounded, practical, sometimes lighthearted. But this time he picked a very different place. He decided to stealth camp beside Mount Hope Cemetery in Rochester, New York, a 200-acre burial ground holding more than 350,000 graves. It began as a seasonal challenge. It was October, and Kevin openly admitted he did not believe in ghosts, almost treating the idea like a joke as he slipped through a maintenance area to enter undetected.
I do have to find somewhat of a place to squirrel away. I'm going to try and get up and out as soon as possible, but I don't know when the maintenance people come. I think if I just go over that way down a hill, I can get out without going back through that maintenance area, which is regardless of if I hear maintenance people arriving tomorrow morning. Oh yeah, there's graves. There are the graves.
The cemetery sat in the middle of the city, surrounded by neighborhoods, sports fields, and roads. That setting made it feel stranger, not less strange. This was not remote wilderness. It was a narrow patch of woods pressed against thousands of graves right in the middle of city life. He found a small hidden spot only a few yards from headstones, close enough to see them through the trees. As daylight disappeared, the tension that formed had nothing to do with the supernatural. It came from uncertainty. The cemetery was still active. Dog walkers moved through. Cyclists used the paths. Workers were expected in the morning. And Kevin knew he was not supposed to be there.
It's nighttime now. Oh geez, I've been quiet for a while, and me doing that apparently disturbed something over there. I don't know. Tons of animals in this tiny little patch of woods. Some might call it a forest. But it's time to eat. I've got this thing ready to go. It's maybe a little unorthodox, or maybe like super common. What I'm gonna do is I'm having hot dogs. I'm gonna just light this up, and I'm gonna cook the hot dogs on the flame of this thing. Well, that was a delicious meal. Really can't complain. It's kind of like weirdly good. Didn't expect it to be that good, just cooking it right on the isobutane there. Yeah, strange night so far. I don't know if you... What is that? It sounds like something falling out of the tree, but like, oh God. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm dealing with back here. A lot of animals, a lot of strange sounds. Nothing like haunting or anything like that. Like there was a deer that like ran maybe 5 feet away from me, and I just shined my light on it and saw it that ran away real quick. I'm in a very small forested area in the middle of the city, so animals don't have a lot of places to go. Little small forested areas are very dense with animals. Still don't know what that was that I just heard. It was just like tick, 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 something just continuously happening on the other side of this tent. Not really sure what that was. I wish I could get more footage of the cemetery and everything, but even despite the fact that it's like one day away, maybe gunshot, it's too dark to film. Yeah, well, like I said, middle of the city.
The night was filled with constant movement. Leaves crunched, branches snapped, and rustling never fully stopped. Deer passed through the trees just a few feet away. Small animals moved across the forest floor in every direction. At one point, he heard what sounded like sticks knocking together, a hollow bone-like sound coming from within the cemetery. He tried to explain it away. Antlers against wood, maybe. People somewhere beyond the graves. Possibly. But that kind of reasoning becomes harder to hold on to when you are alone in the dark beside 350,000 buried strangers.
There's something walking closer to me. It's probably a deer, but I'm gonna do something just in case it's not. Okay, it stopped walking, whatever it was. It didn't run away. I'm just gonna go with it. It's a deer. Oh man, I thought that was a deer's butt at first. Before I zoomed in, but there was a deer facing the other way. Yeah, well, this is what it's like here, next to the cemetery. You know, it's pretty chill. A lot of cool chill things happening. Just like Mondo chill, you know? I know you can't really see it.
Distant whistles moved through the air. Faint metallic sounds drifted from deeper inside the grounds. The moon, almost full, gave just enough light to outline headstones without making anything feel safer. The real change came before sunrise.
Not quite sure what that sound was, but I'm in the tent now. I'm gonna hang out for a little while. You know, hear someone like on the tent, and I'm like, oh, who is that? My tent is like, it's like half mesh, probably more than half mesh. You can see outside. There's no secrets to anyone on the outside of the tent. There's no secrets to anyone on the inside of the tent. Well, I'm probably going to update more with like weird sounds and stuff, but if I don't, I'll see you guys in just a second. There's been something, probably a deer, walking around me all night, all freaking night. Sometimes it gets close. I hear it a little farther away, and I think that's actually maybe bone sound. That stick sound I heard was that buck maybe rubbing his antlers on stuff. I do know there's a buck walking around because I seen him. Oh no. I don't want to see that right now. It's most likely the workmen arriving for the day. It's like 6:30. Oh my god, there's just a vehicle over there. I'm screwed. I gotta go.
Around 6 a.m., headlights sliced through the trees. A vehicle pulled into the maintenance area, the exact place he had entered through the night before. Then another vehicle. Workers arriving for the day. The fear changed completely. It was no longer about what might be inside the cemetery. It was about being discovered. He had to pack in near silence, surrounded by dry leaves that cracked under the lightest pressure. Every zipper felt too loud. Every movement felt exposed. His original way out was blocked. The vehicles were parked right where he had come in. So he used a secondary deer trail he had noticed the night before, moving quietly while workers unlocked gates only yards away. He got clear just as the cemetery opened for the day. What made this different was not anything ghostly. It was the weight of being somewhere deeply historic, densely human, and completely off limits, surrounded by graves in the dark, hearing sounds with no clear source, knowing there was nowhere to go if someone walked in with a flashlight. In the end, he escaped unseen. But the morning rush headlights through the trees engines idling nearby, packing in silence, was enough for him to say he would never try it again. Sometimes the most unsettling part of a place is not its history. It is the feeling of being somewhere you are not supposed to be, with no way out if someone finds you. What do you think affected him more? The sounds in the dark or the headlights at sunrise? This case starts with a simple overnight outing into the forest. Then, a handmade doll appears in the dark, the spirit box gives unsettling answers, and the night quickly becomes unsafe. Exploring with Brad is a YouTube channel centered on adventure videos and paranormal encounters across Ontario, Canada. Brad often visits locations known for strange activity. On May 23, 2026, he and his friend Braden went camping deep in the forest at a place known locally as Witch Rock, a site connected to stories of occult activity and black magic rituals. They arrived after dark, unaware of what might already be waiting up there.
Let's go check this out. We're gonna go, and we're hoping to go camping at the Witch Rock area.
Great idea.
Yeah, Braden's always talking about this place, and I'm like, all right, well, we gotta go to Witch Rock. We gotta check it out.
We're gonna get...
All right, guys, so we're gonna go check out this spot. Let's go.
As they climbed toward Witch Rock, Brad suddenly stopped. Something was hanging from the trees ahead of them. At first, he could not make out what it was. Then his light hit it, and both of them froze.
Okay, be careful, dude. We just want to make sure that there's no homeless people or dangerous people here, so... Because, like, I don't want to find, like, some cult or something, or stumble upon anybody. What? What do you see? What do you see?
Do you not see that up ahead?
What the hell is that? What the freaking hell is that? What the heck is that?
No.
It was a handmade doll, sewn together by hand, gently swinging in the darkness, even though there was no wind moving it.
That's a doll. It's moving, bro.
What? Dude, that is creepy. Okay, so we were just climbing up Witch Rock. We just found this right now. You saw it move? You think you saw it move?
It is moving. Look at it, it's swaying. That could be my vision, but like...
Yeah. I trust you on it.
There's something.
Just be careful, bro. Okay, so we just found this thing.
Don't look that thing in the eye.
Okay. Found it up on Witch Rock. I thought it was a person. I got scared. Like,
That's
I honestly
the
thought that
energy.
I thought it was somebody hanging.
Don't look it in the eye.
No, I won't, dude. I won't. Oh my god.
Dolls have appeared in folklore and ritual stories for centuries because they can stand in for a human body in a simple form. That is why a handmade figure in the woods feels different from an ordinary object. It looks as if it was placed there with meaning, even when nobody knows who left it behind. Brad and Braden sat near the doll and used a spirit box asking for its name. The device gave a response that unsettled both of them. It seemed to say that it did not like them.
Okay, that is scary, bro. You still didn't give us your name.
Like directly, at least.
Yeah, like you never gave us your name. Can you give us your name?
I don't like you.
It just said, I don't like you. Why?
And they immediately looked at each other. Before they could fully respond, another whisper came through. This time, the message suggested that someone had been left alone. For a moment, neither of them said anything. Then they both felt the same thing at once. Something was moving directly behind them.
Why don't you like... Yo, I heard something back here. What's just going on here? You heard that too, right? That was scary. I don't like it. I don't know. I mean, it's your call. If you want to go back, we can go back.
We should go back.
Like, I'm freaked out, bro.
We really should get out of here.
Okay.
They had already spent several minutes examining the doll with the spirit box, and the responses were disturbing enough. After that, both of them moved away to check the rest of the forest.
Oh, dude. Did you hear running?
Yeah. We're okay. No.
Yo. Kind of freaked me out, dude.
Brother.
What?
But when they returned, the spot where the doll had been was empty. The doll was gone. Neither of them had touched it. One moment, it had been sitting there. The next, it had simply vanished.
It's gone.
Where's the doll?
It's gone.
You gotta be joking.
It literally got up and ran away.
Are you sure, dude? It's not...
Like, you know when you lose something at home, your mom's like, well, it couldn't have gotten up and run away. Huh.
Dude.
Broke right out.
Later, as they made their way back down from Witch Rock, something released a strange scream from the darkness directly toward them. When Brad pointed the torch in that direction, the same doll appeared to be standing there.
Dude. What? Oh, dude! What the hell was that? What the hell was that? Oh, freak! Go, 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 go! Let's go, let's go! Oh man! Oh man! Be careful, Brandon! Oh, freak sakes! Oh, freak sakes! Oh man! Oh man! Oh man!
Both men ran and did not stop until they reached the main path. When they finally paused to catch their breath, they could not agree on exactly what had come toward them. But they agreed on one thing. They were not going back.
Oh, what was that? Oh, was that it? Was that him? Oh, freak, I don't know. I'll have to roll it back. I'll roll back. Yeah, I saw like long arms. Oh, man. Oh, boy. We're getting out of here. We're getting out of here. All right, guys. We made it back to the main trail. We're gonna head on out.
Screw it up, bro. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, we're getting out of here.
Maybe someone had been moving through the woods and using the doll to frighten them. Maybe the location had more activity than they expected. But if an object disappears from one place and appears again in your path, would you keep trying to explain it, or would you leave? CJ Faison is a YouTuber and explorer known for entering locations most people would rather avoid. Haunted mines, abandoned ghost towns, and places with sinister reputations are the types of sites he had explored before. But this time, he was not searching for anything paranormal. In October of 2024, he decided to attempt something different, his first solo van camping trip. There were no friends with him, no one to watch over him, and the place he selected was the Pine Barrens of New Jersey, a huge stretch of thick forest with a long and unsettling history. For generations, locals have described the area as cursed. Some link it to the legend of the Jersey Devil, while others point to a more realistic threat people. And because he was in New Jersey, CJ had no weapon with him, only himself.
I just pulled up. That's weird. Sounds very hollow.
He arrived soon after dark, parking deep along a sandy path. The moment he stepped outside, something drew his attention. The ground beneath his feet sounded hollow, almost as though something was below the surface. It was strange enough for him to notice, but he continued on. At first, the night remained quiet. He set up camp, recorded for his audience, and even found moments to laugh. But the Pine Barrens did not remain quiet for long.
All right. Let me tell you all, some things are getting a little weird. I feel very nervous because this, like, completely solo. I only... Widener. Widener. I'm not really sure what Widener means, but you know, you're in the woods, you're by yourself, you're in a van.
When he came back from a short bike ride, something had changed.
Hello? Those two logs are knocked over. The two logs are actually knocked over. I know for a fact that one was standing up, and I know that I'm 99% sure that one was standing up too.
Two large logs he had stood upright before leaving were now lying flat on the ground. Both of them had fallen over. There was no wind, and no animals were visible nearby. CJ tried to find a normal explanation, but nothing truly made sense. He locked the van, kept recording, and waited. Then the sounds began coming from somewhere beyond the camp. Soon after, a dim red light appeared near the edge of the area, blinking from the brush. When he went to inspect it, he found a flashlight that was not his, even though its power switch was still in the off position.
What the fuck is that? What is that? zoom in on my camera. Come the fuck, come on. That's somebody's flashlight. Hello? I don't even know. I was a ding or something. Somebody's out here. Obviously. A damn flashlight doesn't fall clean out of the sky.
It had somehow turned on, and as he hurried back toward the van, the situation became even stranger.
Whoa! No. I'll fuck your ass with this flashlight if I find you.
At that point, it felt obvious that someone or something was out there.
Alright, come the fuck on. Who's out here? Who's out here? I'm 9,000% sure that light was not on. 9,000%.
Then, another light source switched on by itself. CJ stumbled backward, trying to stay composed as the shadows around him seemed to shift. His cameras started failing one after another. Batteries drained without any clear reason. Overheating warnings appeared despite the cold night air. Then one single heavy bang came from somewhere near the riverbank.
Oh, no way. Hello? Listen, dude. Listen, if you're fucking with me, just come out and say it.
In a place like the Pine Barrens, darkness can trick a person very quickly. Thick trees can bend sound, conceal movement, and make small lights seem farther away or closer than they really are. When someone is alone, that uncertainty becomes even worse because there is no second person there to confirm what is real. CJ called out into the darkness, but nothing answered. Only silence came back.
I don't know about you all, but I'm 9,000% sure that boom or bang came from that right there. 100% came from that right there.
He moved toward the toilet building to check the area, but there was nothing there to find. After that, CJ returned to the van and stayed inside. He did not go back outside again that night. All that remained was the low hum of the Starlink antenna and the constant feeling that something in the tree line might still be watching him.
No one tried to break in the van that I know of, at least. I think when I fell asleep, I was just like, ow. I felt way safer than when I'm like camping in a tent, that's for sure.
Morning came calm and still. The bike was exactly where he had left it. The van had not been touched. On the surface, everything looked normal, but somehow it did not feel normal at all. The Pine Barrens had gone quiet again, but it was not the kind of quiet that brings comfort. Whatever had moved through the dark that night never had to show itself clearly. It had already done enough. Maybe it was someone messing with him, or maybe it was only a series of strange coincidences in the woods. But if nothing was really there, why did the night feel like it was warning him to stay inside in the first place? This video is from Moxley's Paranormal World, a UK-based channel built around solo overnight trips in remote wooded areas, often involving unexplained activity and paranormal exploration. It was April the 29th, 2026, somewhere in the United Kingdom, and from the beginning, this night felt unusual. He had visited this woodland before. The place held history for him, including past nights and experiences he still could not explain. So this time he came in more cautiously. Before the tent was even fully set up, he was inspecting the ground, checking overhead for loose branches, and setting perimeter alarms around the site.
Because it definitely looks big enough. Yeah, it's going to be big enough here. And even if it's not, we'll make it big enough. I keep looking around because I don't feel like I'm the only person here, and I possibly ain't the only person here. Because what time are we at? 8 o'clock in the evening. It's a gorgeous day as well. This ground's really soft. Isn't it great just listening to the wildlife as you're setting up? It's one of the main reasons why I actually love.
He was not taking risks. Before daylight faded, he moved through the area and noticed strange structures among the trees. Logs and branches had been positioned in ways that did not appear natural, but there was no clear explanation. He kept walking and preparing, but the forest had become oddly quiet. Then something drew his attention. It seemed like a reflection shifting between the openings in the trees. He watched it, checked the same area repeatedly, and whatever it was, it did not come closer. But it did not leave either. It simply shifted position and remained near the edge of visibility, almost as though it was watching. That was what made it unnerving.
Is there someone else here with me? If there is, come forward, come and speak to me. Or show yourself. Show yourself on the camera. Maybe come and show me what you look like. Don't know who I'm speaking to. Let's go over this side. Alright, I've just turned the spirit talker back on. Let's go for a walk.
3. Forgive my sins.
3. Forgive my sins. Well, what did you...
1,840.
1,840. 1840s. Leg. There's something...
My name is Raymond.
Raymond? Is that what we just got in the tent as well? Raymond?
I'm always watching.
You always watching, are you?
Kelsey.
What are you always watching? Are you watching people who come out here doing the photography? They're the strangest thing is, this place is supposedly full of wildlife, like deers and all sorts.
May I touch?
No, you cannot touch me.
I've been trapped.
You've been trapped here. And the thing is, earlier on, we've seen deer tracks.
It was not aggressive. It was patient. At night, reflections in the woods can be difficult to judge. A small flash on wet leaves, branches, or an animal's eyes can appear farther away or closer than it really is. But when the same type of light appears to shift position again and again, it becomes much harder to ignore. Now, the reflections were no longer coming from one direction. They appeared deeper in the woodland from several points at once. There was no single place to focus on anymore. The trees swallowed the distance and made it nearly impossible to tell how far away anything really was. Through all of it, the movement continued in front of him, and beside him, never closing the distance but never falling behind either. It felt as if something was keeping pace with him, something that knew exactly how far away to stay.
Spirit Talker, that was absolutely insane. Some interesting stuff coming through on that. The EVP I'm not 100% sure about, but that weird light, I don't even know if the camera's picked it up, but that was very odd, especially with the sightings of UFOs and stuff. I'm not saying it was a UFO, and I didn't say it was a UFO then either. But anyway, I need to get myself a quick cup of coffee, pack this tent away.
Then, one of the perimeter alarms went off. He checked the area immediately, but there was nothing there. No tracks, no visible movement, nothing he could identify. Only the alarm followed by silence. More muffled sounds came afterward, close to camp and near the monitored line. He went back out to look again, but still found nothing he could confirm. The alarm had been triggered, meaning something entered the perimeter, but whatever it was, left no clear sign behind. Nothing was identified. Nothing was confirmed. But nothing truly went away either. It stayed out there beyond the camera, just outside the edge of the light, present enough to feel real, but unclear enough to prove. By morning, the only thing he could say for certain was that he never felt fully alone out there. Maybe it was wildlife, maybe it was light playing tricks, or maybe something really was moving with him in the dark. But if it was only the forest, why did it feel so aware of where he was? That's it for tonight. Which moment creep? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story. Share it with us, and stay tuned. The next one is even darker.